quite a tradition, of course, in the Show Me 100, the 26th annual. Again, thanks to Don and Billy Gibson. They started this tradition at West Plains 1993, and it's carried over here since 2010. And as Dan said, a record crowd here tonight, and a lot of great folks, and a lot of them here for the very first time, we understand.
It was great to see Don and Billy in attendance here last night. And it's been great to honestly see everybody in the grandstands and everybody at home tweeting us, sending us Facebook messages as well. Make sure you join that conversation by using the hashtag MAVTV. We do have a contest tonight, by the way. Autographed hats. We're giving away 11. After the race, we'll select 11 of our favorite tweets here tonight. We've seen pets. We've seen babies. We've seen boats. A whole bunch. And look at this. Backyard little grill out watching the Show Me 100 from North Dakota.
Ayla Stremick, welcome. Wow. Surprised there's no snow on the ground up there, aren't you? Bob Hampton watching right here. Tweet your seat live here at the Show Me 100. Hello, Bob.
We thank you for coming. This is a bucket list event for any short track racing fan in America to come out to Wheatland, Missouri each and every year. And this is neat. Saturdays are for the boys. How about the boys having some fun tonight watching on a pretty big screen there? Jonathan Joyner and Hunt the Front, whatever that means.
Yeah, having a good time down there. There's AF Racing. They're watching, let's see, they're rooting on their favorite Jimmy Owens. Well, what a pick to make for four out of the last 8. Yeah, that's a cute dog there. So the O fans timing in tonight, and Dunn Benson Ford Motorsports, there they are.
And Kemp Lamb and Wayne Castleberry, they all wanted to be out here. And of course, this team with Bobby Pierce still racing for Big C. Of course, we lost. Look at this, the photo going on the front stretch right now here at Lucas Oil Speedway.
What do you graduate to, Brett St. Clair, from the jumpy to the big wheel? Is that what you go to? I'm not sure.
You see Mike Marlar down there. He's got a new uniform, too, looking pretty sporty in that red uniform. But there's the class photo. Some newcomers to the Show Me 100 as well in that class photo this year that are getting set for their first battle for 100 laps here at Lucas Oil Speedway.
Well, it is graduation season. A lot of them in the first. There's the 5-time champion Scott Bloomquist there.
5 times a winner at West Plains Motor Speedway, but still not yet here at Lucas Oil Speedway for Scott Bloomquist. A little bit of a break in the end. We return to LaSalle Speedway, Magnolia with that clash at the Mag, Portsmouth, Mansfield, Sharon, and Muskingum County Speedway. A lot of big shows brewing in the summer months here, and then we continue into the month of July. We start out in the Carolinas, actually. Fayetteville Motor Speedway, Cherokee Speedway in South Carolina, and then Tennessee with Smoky Mountain Speedway.
Well, we were rained out last week at I-80 on Sunday, so that'll move to July there. So a 3-day show at I-80, the Kasiski House of Power in Greenwood, Nebraska. So 3 nights of racing there, and it'll be about 150 degrees, Bob.
Little doubleheader, July 13th at Tri-City Speedway in Illinois. Then we mosey on over to Lucas Oil Speedway right here in Wheatland, Missouri for the 12th annual Diamond Nationals.
No time off for the staff or the announcers, huh?
No, not much.
Going to be busy.
Not much at all.
56th annual Show Me 100 here at Lucas Oil Speedway. Race fans, before we get started, let's give all these drivers a big round of applause for the 3 nights of racing that we have seen here at Lucas Oil Speedway. All right, we're ready to go. Starting in position number 29 tonight. He's seeking his first Show Me 100 victory. Drives the number 28 car. The veteran out of Menominee, Wisconsin. It'll be Jimmy Mars. On the outside of row number 14, he comes in tonight in the Lucas Oil MLRA point standing second to be the number 1V. He's out of Crane, Missouri. How about it for Will the Thrill Vaught? Alongside, he's a former Lucas Oil MLRA champion, driving the number 14 car tonight for Roth Racing. He hails out of Lebanon, Missouri. Missouri fans, how about it for Tony Jackson Jr.? Row number 13, it'll be made up of the Clint Boyer Racing Team, the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series Provisionals tonight of the number 14 car. He comes to us out of Union, Kentucky. It'll be the Bluegrass Bandit. It is Darrell Lanigan. Alongside the 2014 Lucas Oil champion, the Show Me 100 winner that year, the number 5. Out of Martinsville, Indiana, how about it for the real deal, Don O'Neill? Outside of row number 12, making his first start of the Show Me 100, the number 93 car. The driver comes to us out of Brosley, Missouri. How about it for Mason Oberkramer? Alongside the driver singing his first Show Me 100 win, he drives the number 18 car. He comes to us out of Moweaqua, Illinois. The Moweaqua Missile, it's Shannon Babb. Outside of row number 11, fans, he is the defending Lucas Oil MLRA champion in the 00 out of Billings, Missouri. How about it for Jesse Stovall? Alongside, he is the defending Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series champion in car number 1 out of Shinston, West Virginia. It'll be Rocket Man Josh Richards. Outside of row number 10, he's a 4-time Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series national champion, singing his first Show Me 100 win in car number 1, the Hurricane out of Jacksonville, Florida. It's Earl Pearson Jr. Last year's runner-up in the Lucas Oil Rookie of the Year chase. He drives the number 22 car. He hails out of Indiana, Pennsylvania. How about it for the Truth? Greg Satterley. Outside of row number 9, one of the all-time greats, the Hall of Famer, 3-time Show Me 100 winner, 828 career wins, the number 21, Mr. Smooth, out of Batesville, Arkansas, fans. How about it for Billy Moyer? Alongside, he's looking for his first Show Me 100 victory, Lucas Oil regular number 28. He hails out of Carpentersville, Illinois. How about it for Dennis Erb Jr.? Outside of row number 8, this driver comes to us out of Shreveport, Louisiana, in the orange and black number 1. How about it for B.J. Robinson? Another driver making his first Show Me 100 start in the J.C. Crockett Crew Chief number 50 car. Out of Morristown, Tennessee, it's Big Buck. How about it for Shannon Buckingham? Row number 7 on the outside. He's a former Diamond Nationals winner here at Lucas Oil Speedway in the 777, the fast qualifier here on Thursday night. Out of Batesville, Arkansas, Bob, here I go. It's Jared Landers. Alongside last year's runner-up in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series in car number 39. He hails out of Watertown, New York. It's none other than T-Mac, Tim McCready. Outside of row number 6, a runner-up here a few years ago, he drives the number 32 car. Veteran driver hails out of Oxford, Iowa. How about it, Hawkeye fans? Chris Simpson. And starting alongside, it'll be his brother, the current Lucas Oil MLRA points leader, the number 25, out of Mount Vernon, Iowa. It is Chad Simpson. Outside of row number 5, this driver comes to us out of Brandon, Florida. He currently leads the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series Rookie of the Year chase. His first time here at Lucas Oil Speedway. How about it for the 40B of Kyle Bronson? Alongside the 2015 Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series champion and Show Me 100 winner and the current points leader, the 49 out of Blairsville, Georgia. How about it for Superman, Jonathan Davenport? On the outside, this young man has 2 11th place finishes back-to-back here this weekend. In car number 94, starting 8th tonight, out of Sikeston, Missouri, it's Austin Reddig. Alongside your defending Show Me 100 winner in car number 32, the Dunbenson Ford Campbell University Rocket, out of Oakwood, Illinois, fans. How about it for the smooth operator, Bobby Pierce? Outside of row number 3, trying to win his first crown jewel of his career, the 25Z, second Rookie of the Year chase. Out of Chalk Hill, Pennsylvania, it'll be Mason Ziegler. Starting 5th here tonight, the only driver to win the Knoxville Lucas Oil Late Model Nationals in back-to-back years. In the 157, out of Winfield, Tennessee, the Winfield Warrior, Mike Marlar. Outside of row number 2, the defending Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series Rookie of the Year. In car number 71, the 17-year-old out of Martinsville, Indiana. How about it for the new deal, Hudson O'Neill? Alongside runner-up here last night in the tribute to Don and Billy Gibson, former Knoxville Late Model Nationals winner in the 3S out of Chatham, Illinois, it's Squirrel Brian Shirley. In your front row, on the outside, he's won 4 of the last 8 Show Me 100s. The winner here last night, the number 20, the Newport Nightmare out of Newport, Tennessee. How about it for Jimmy Owens? And starting on the pole, 5-time Show Me 100 winner, looking for his first Show Me victory here at Lucas Oil Speedway. The Hall of Famer, 596 career wins, the 0. The dirt tracks dominator out of Mooresburg, Tennessee, the Hall of Famer, it's Scott Bloomquist. Take it away, Bob.
Love listening to the voice of the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. James Essex, a great job with the driver introductions here today. 28 strong in the starting lineup, and some fans waiting, hoping that Team Zero and Scott Bloomquist goes to victory lane, but others hoping for maybe Hudson O'Neal to get his first victory on the tour. He's standing by with Dave Argabright.
Well, his career thus far has been nothing short of extraordinary, and it's only a matter of time before Hudson O'Neal wins a crown jewel event. It could come tonight. Hud, I know you get a lot of coaching. What have they told you tonight about being patient here at the Show Me?
Exactly that. Just be patient. You know, it's a long race, and it looks like it's going to be a very long race, and you're going to have to definitely be up on the wheel. But, you know, just really excited for this whole team, and to start this far up front is, you know, really cool. And just to be in the mix with these guys is just really awesome. But, you know, there's a lot of people behind me that make, you know, make my job a lot easier than it should be. And, you know, just really looking for a solid top 5 finish here tonight.
Well, he is definitely one to watch in the 71, the new deal.
Hudson O'Neal has a bright future in the sport that we all love so much, whether you're in the grandstands here tonight or watching at home. And of course, this is the 26th running of this event.
Well, Bob talked to Hudson O'Neal. He's 17 years old. Bobby Pierce, 21. Will there be a youth movement tonight here at Lucas Oil Speedway? Or with the veterans? There's 2 of them right there. Could come on with another victory.
A pair of 3-time champions on the front row for this one here between Bloomquist and Jimmy Owens. Then back behind that, Brian Shirley has run really well here, and the young gun, the 17-year-old Hudson O'Neal.
Trying to become again the youngest driver to win a crown jewel event. Mike Marlin knows what it is to win a crown jewel. He's won Knoxville the last 2 years.
Sigler hoping for a good run in row number 3, but back in row number 4, Bobby Pierce, there's the defending winner. 2 times a winner on the series already this year, and Austin Reddick could be a Cinderella story.
Mentioned Bobby Pierce, of course, 2 years ago, had to come deep in the pack, got up to the lead, and came from 14th. He only has to start 7th here tonight. There's JD and Kyle Bronson.
Bronson with the big win at East Bay. Chance Simpson and Chris Simpson, the Simpson brothers, in row number 6, ready to duke it out. MLRA hot shots, Tim McCready and Jared Landers, a former winner here at this racetrack. In fact, both of those drivers are in row number 7.
We're close. Jared Landers. There we go. Shannon Buckingham gets his first start in the Show Me 100, along with B.J. Robinson driving for David Peterson Motorsports.
Dennis Erb Jr., the former Dream winner at Eldora, and Billy Moyer, a 3-time Show Me 100 winner in row number 9.
Only 6-time World 100 winner Billy Moyer. There's Greg Satterley inside row number 10. Earl Pearson Jr. on the outside, trying to win his first Show Me 100.
Josh Richards, last year's defending series champion in row number 11, and Jesse Stovall, a former MLRA champion.
Roll it through, Shannon Babb in the 18. Mason Oberkramer, the 93.
We look through the last part of this lineup. Don O'Neal, Darrell Lanigan way back in the field. These guys have a long way to go to get there. But right now, Tony Jackson Jr. in row number 14 with Will Vaught. They took provisionals from the MLRA circuit, and Jimmy Mars won the last chance race, and by virtue of that, took the final starting spot. Now it's the time to get these cars fired here at Lucas Oil Speedway.
Well, fans, it's a record-setting crowd for Lucas Oil Speedway. Everybody ready for the 26th annual Show Me 100 drivers and fans. 3, 2, 1, gentlemen, start your engines. It's like Christmas morning, isn't it?
It is.
Isn't it? I mean, this is great.
Beautiful facility, great racing action, and the Show Me 100, a trifecta of awesome things for any racing fan in America. I know Dave Argerbright is a big racing fan as well and has been part of our broadcast team for a long time here on MAV TV. Dave, what are you thinking going into this Show Me 100?
Well, Bob, you know, this race is all about patience. I know we preach about it, we talk about it a lot, but it's a long race, and you've got to be able to get through most of it. But one other point, Bobby touched on it a little bit, and this may well be a factor. Nobody likes to admit this in the race car, but it's very hot and sultry out here. Still well over 80 degrees, very humid. It's kind of been a long day, a long week for these guys. It's going to be very difficult physically to make it all the way through without it slowing the driver down in the race car.
That's a good point by Dave Argerbright. The hot temperatures here today, and it wasn't even that it was hot temperatures, it was the humidity that we felt today. Very sticky here in this part of Missouri, and because of great tradition here, the Missouri state flag and also the American flags being carried by every race car driver in the starting field in the Show Me 100.
And Bobby Pierce started 14th a year ago. He only has to start 7th tonight, so we'll see how he can do closer to the front. So when you think it's a race that, you know, maybe the young guns, again, are going to take control, but these wily veterans, I mean, you're going to have guys coming up through there. Chad and Chris Simpson, you know, they're going to come to the front. McCready, Jared Landers, you can go on and on. Pearson, Richards, Stovall. But right there, the two veterans, right there, they have combined to win a total of 9 Show Me 100s. Bloomquist with 5. All of those came at West Plains. Owens, 4 out of the last 8 here at Lucas Oil Speedway.
And if you take a look at this starting grid, you have to look near the back of the field for some prominent drivers. We got great drivers throughout the field, but Josh Richards starting 21st here tonight, the Diamond Nationals winner from 1 year ago here and the defending series champion. This has been a big surprise for that Best Performance Motorsports team. They've had a struggle here on Thursday and Friday night. Can they turn it around? They certainly have plenty of time.
Remember last year, his first full year in the Lucas Oil Series, he'd only been here once before last year. So as Jimmy Mars and a lot of drivers I talk to say, it is a hard track to figure out sometimes, and it takes you a few years to get used to it. So we'll see what Josh can do tonight. But what a sight out there, and we're getting ready to go 4 wide, Bob.
You know, Jonathan Davenport has been so good this year. He leads the points coming into this race by quite the margin. 6 wins to his credit, 9 overall in dirt late model racing this year. And he's won a bunch of races here at this racetrack. He's a former Show Me 100 winner. He's certainly not a sleeper, but some people are actually missing Jonathan Davenport when picking the winner here tonight.
No doubt. As we come out of turn 4, everybody up on your feet. Our salute to you, the greatest fans in all of auto racing. Session stands. Just put it on your bucket list, folks. If you can't make it here in July for the CMH Diamond Nationals, come back here next year. I know a lot of drivers are back home watching. They make the trip out here next year to the 27th Show Me 100.
Drivers getting sorted out now, getting back into their starting spots here. 28 cars strong here. We had 64 cars here in the pit area over the course of the last couple of days, and nice to see Jared Landers back. He won the tribute to Don and Billy Gibson a couple of years ago here at Lucas Oil Speedway with that Peterson team here. Robinson is his teammate. They are both in the show. Jared Landers telling me today, you know what? He's going to drive his race, and you know what his race usually is? Standing on the gas and going to the front.
Yeah, you had very few starts here this year. You talked about the health of these drivers. A lot of these drivers, they've already run 30, upwards of 40 races this year, but Landers has only run a handful, so we'll see how it wears the, you know, your arms, your head and neck and everything like that, how that will wear on as the race continues. Landers, no stranger to victory lane and crown jewel events, winning at Knoxville and also at Batesville in the topless 100 that afternoon where it was 150 degrees. Remember that.
Oh, man, that was a very hot day. It's always hot in Batesville, Arkansas, and I know Mark Martin is always a big admirer of the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. He's involved to some degree with Jonathan Davenport's team with Lance Landers, and probably watching here tonight because I know how much of a racing fan that Mark Martin, the NASCAR veteran, is.
I tell you what, it's going to be very interesting. You know, Bloomquist and Owens, they have been really good here the last 2 nights, both of them winning main events. Brian Shirley, can he sneak in there? Mike Marlowe, we know what he can do. Bobby Pierce starting 7th. Davenport, the Simpson brothers. Austin Reddick nearly pulled off the upset in the topless 100 last year.
So getting the cars lined up here, getting ready to do battle for 100 laps. You see the chalk line across of turn number 4 where the cars are supposed to fire. And that will be very important because we've seen the restarts actually be very tricky in all of these races leading up to tonight's Big A main.
Of course, Jimmy Owens, 3-time Lucas Oil champion, along with Scott Bloomquist. Of course, Jimmy Owens used to drive Bloomquist cars for several years. Now in a rocket chassis for Leon Ramirez. Brian Shirley, the Bob Colin Rocket, Hudson O'Neal, the Todd Burns Club 29. So who's going to come on with a victory? Who's going to get the chassis bragging rights, motor bragging rights? There you have a pair of Durham powered. Andy Durham. He
ready for 100 laps here in Wheatland.
The Dunbenson-Ford pace truck exits the track. Two of the top drivers at Dirt Late Model Racing will lead about a turn 4. Scott Bloomquist and Jimmy Owens. Here we go in the Show Me 100.
Jimmy Owens with a little bit of an advantage. The leader of the first lap here, Scott Bloomquist, files in right behind it, but look at the gap already from the top pair on the racetrack back to third place, Brian Shirley.
Well, last night we had 5 cars lead. Owens nearly got in the wall there in turn 4. Brings it back down again. They redid 1 and 2 up top and 3. And they left 4 alone. Hudson O'Neal right now and Fizz Ziegler, Marlar, Pierce, Reddick, Bronson, Davenport runs in 10th, Bob.
Mason Ziegler already picking up a couple of spots on the racetrack. Ziegler told me went back to the basics, and that's why he's running better here this weekend. He said no more trick stuff. We've outfooled ourselves, honestly, and now running well here tonight. Mike Marlar has been very strong at Lucas Oil Speedway. Hudson O'Neal has lost a couple of spots in the opening laps of this race.
And he's learning. He's 17 years old. He's going to learn to be patient in these races. Bobby Pierce runs in 7th. That's where he started. Bronson 8th. Reddick has done a really good job the last 2 nights, and Chris Simpson's up to 10th in the 32. He had a strong run here last night, and he's going to the front right now.
Jimmy Owens on the top side. Down the bottom is Scott Bloomquist. Honestly, that's where we normally see Scott Bloomquist. And right now, he's starting to make it work. He's getting that grip, and he's closed in on Jimmy Owens ever so slightly.
Back very fast right now. You see 2, 3 grooves. Bloomquist right there, the master at tire conservation. Again, a long race here. Tire wear is not too bad usually, and right there the battle for the lead. Bloomquist tried hard. Owens still leads. He's led the first 7 laps.
Bloomquist really getting that grip coming up off the corner right there from the middle on out. Not able to make the pass just yet because that's a tougher way around on the inside. Kind of slows that momentum. Owens carries the momentum on the top side, and that's why he's able to get a little bit of a lead.
Scott mentioned last night in an interview he didn't get quite what he wanted fixed on that car last night. The left front suspension down, and they've worked on it all day today, and he's got a good inland car. But right now, Jimmy Owens just better than everybody right now.
Here comes the squirrel, too. Brian Shirley starting to catch fire a little bit. Austin Redding in the number 94. Battling with Chris Simpson in that 32. Simpson continuing to try to run through the field. By the way, Jonathan Davenport behind that, the point leader in the 49. 6 wins to his credit this year. Jonathan Davenport has lost a couple of spots in the opening laps, although he slips by Reddick in the 94.
Jared Landers in the 777 car. He started in 14th, Bob. He's up 5 spots to 9th. Chris Simpson 10th, Davenport, then Chad Simpson, the MLRA points leader.
Well, Chad Simpson finished 2nd here in the Cowboy Classic a couple of nights ago. He's been very good this year in all of his racing, and he knows a thing or two about running Lucas Oil Speedway and is showing it here tonight. Now Jimmy Owens into some slower traffic. Jimmy Mars, who won the Midwest Sheet Metal Show Me Challenge to get the final spot in the show, is now a lap down.
13 laps in the books coming up. Still a long way to go. The 0 there, bouncing through 3 and 4 now. 0 for the lead. Owens still maintains the top spot, Bob.
Did you see what I just caught right in front of this pair right there? The leaders, Josh Richards, the number 1 for Best Performance Motorsports, the defending series champion, is one of the next cars to go a lap down. There he is trying to get around Don O'Neal right in front of Owens and Bloomquist, who continue to go at it.
Yeah, good battle. They're side by side now in turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Bloomquist will take the lead. Owens back on the outside. It's not an officially scored. Owens jumps up and out and down the main straightaway. Who's it going to be, Bob, at the line?
Bloomquist, I believe.
Yes,
Bloomquist by just a little bit. But you know what? Look at that. Oberkramer there. Slides up the racetrack. Owens now to the bottom. Now Bloomquist solidly in front of this field. 16 laps into this one. Jared Landers. That's right, Jared Landers moving through the field. Landers is on a roll and now up to 8th. One of the biggest movers in this race. Indeed, he is the biggest mover, having moved up 6 spots already.
Hudson O'Neal back to 10th. JD is 9th, and the Simpson brothers are on 11th and 12th. Billy Moyer 13th. Reddick 14th. BJ Robinson 15th. As you see right there, Jared Landers, the David Peterson Black Diamond car, making his way to the front.
And Landers telling me today he's going to run in about maybe another 8 shows this year, the big money shows, partly for this team and another team as well. The 40 of Kyle Bronson in his first attempt at the Show Me 100, running right in front of Landers, solidly in 7th.
Don O'Neal, the 2014 champion, been a long weekend for that Clint Boyer team. Came in tonight with high hopes.
Here comes Owens.
Jimmy Owens on the inside and at the line. And Bloomquist still has the lead barely.
For now.
For now.
For now. But this is an interesting racetrack. Everybody's searching for grip. Don O'Neal not wanting to go a lap down. Side by side for the lead off of turn number 4. Owens has the inside. Scott Bloomquist trapped behind O'Neal, but O'Neal cuts down on Owens, and that allows Bloomquist to easily take sole possession of that lead once again.
Brian Shirley still 3rd, Bob Ziegler 4th, Mike Marlar 5th, Bobby Pierce 6th, and Jared Landers up to 7th on the move. As you said, you called it. Landers started in 14th, up 7 spots. Still a great battle for the lead, Bob, at a 3.
Owens still fighting on the bottom. He's kind of forced Bloomquist to go to the top side. Darrell Lanigan, the Clint Boyer team cars right there. And a little contact between Don O'Neal and the front end of Scott Bloomquist. But there's Lanigan. The Clint Boyer team struggling to stay on the lead lap here at Wheatland.
Yeah, they're open for a yellow so they can get back around. Here's Owens on the bottom. Looks like Owens is going to retake the lead, and he will at the start-finish line. Jimmy Owens back out in front on lap 23, Bob.
O'Neal cuts down on him a little bit, and Owens has to slow down. Wow. Some hard-fought battles right there. The 157 of Mike Marlar and Mason Ziegler. Marlar and Ziegler battling for 4th. But trouble for Mason Ziegler off the racetrack, out of the groove in turn number 4, and he will bring out the caution a quarter way through the Show Me 100.
Yeah, Mason Ziegler was running in.
The rookie running solidly in the top 10. A very good run for him in his first attempt at the Show Me.
Chad Simpson is 9th. Hudson O'Neal is back to 10th. Chris Simpson 11th. McCready up to 12th. So McCready making some headway here. Then Buckingham, Moyer, Erb, Robinson, Babb, and Reddick, your top 18, Bob.
You know, we talk about tire conservation here at Wheatland, this being a 100-lap race, and Scott Bloomquist is always good at it. But another guy that's been very good at it so far this year is the 49 of Jonathan Davenport. In fact, he saved his tires and just kind of rode around the top 5, top 6 there at several events this year, and then saved the tires for the end. In fact, somebody actually pointed that out and reminded me on Twitter, right?
There was some action here on Thursday night, to say the least.
Yes. Brian Shirley in the number 3. What a run it would be for him. A great run so far this week with a pair of top 5 finishes coming into this race. Jimmy Owens easily out front on this restart. Scott Bloomquist files into 2nd. Shirley and Mike Marlar in the 157 battling for 3rd.
Good battle there. Then Marlar, Pierce, Landers, Davenport, Bronson, your top 8. Bobby Pierce now is going to go to the top in 32.
Didn't take long for Bobby Pierce to go there.
He's gained only 2 spots early on, but that's still better than last year where he started 14th. But right now, just biding his time. He's really matured the last couple of years. And I'll tell you what, yes, sir.
It's all about patience for Bobby Pierce, but I can tell you there's no patience for Jared Landers. He's just hard on the gas trying to come through the field. Now 6 for Jared Landers.
That is a word that is not in his vocabulary.
No.
Patience. And especially when he's running against Davenport. You know, he upticks it just a little bit, doesn't he?
Just a little bit. We were talking today in the pit area, and he said, man, my kids are big fans of Monster Jam. Maybe I should go run one of those trucks. That'd be more my style.
I can see that. That'd be awesome. Right now, still several cars running in this race. We've got 3 out of the race. Tony Jackson Jr. is out, Jimmy Mars is out, and Mason Ziegler is out in the 25C.
Here's what Jonathan Davenport told me today as he goes side by side with Jared Landers in a battle for 6th early in this race. He told me, his car's been good, but it hasn't felt like it's in the racetrack. It's kind of felt like it's on top of it. So Kevin Rumley and Jason Durham and that team went to work on that car, changed some things for today, but it's too early to tell if it's going to pan out for him.
Well, Jimmy Owens out in front as we have now. There's Tim McCready bouncing through the corner down there in 3 and 4 there. Bloomquist still second, Shirley third, Marler fourth, Pierce fifth, Bob.
Tim McCready needs to just change things up. Obviously he's rebounded from a tough Georgia-Florida speed weeks, currently running in 8th here at the Show Me 100. But he's a guy that needs to get back to victory lane. If you look at last year, 5 wins on the series, had a great year, challenged for the championship. But so far this year, his best finish, second on 2 different occasions, 5 top 5s to his credit as he goes to the inside of Jonathan Davenport. But man, this guy needs a victory. He has sounded down at times this year.
So does Josh Richards right now. Richards running back in 18th. And if this continues, Richards and Pearson, of course, are tied for second. These other guys, there's only 70 points between second and fifth down to Pierce. So it's really going to tighten up here as Richards right there continues to try to make headway here tonight.
So Josh Richards came in tied for second with Earl Pearson Jr. Richards currently running in 18th. The car right behind him is Earl Pearson Jr. in the number 1. There is that Lucas Oil car creeping up to the inside of Josh Richards. So the battle for second in points, the battle on the racetrack between those 2 drivers. Greg Satterley, last year's Rookie of the Year runner-up, is just behind Pearson. Billy Moyer right there. Mr. Smooth, 3-time winner of the Show Me 100, hasn't retired yet.
Running 16th right now, Jimmy Owens now picks up the tail end of the field. Now heavy traffic as Bloomquist will try to catch him. Shirley still third, Pierce is fourth, Marler is fifth, Landers from 14th to 6th. There's the battle there between Pearson and Satterley. That's a battle for 19th and 20th. Trying to stay on the lead lap. Here tonight, only 1 caution so far, Bob.
Jesse Stovall in that blue and black car is just behind that. Stovall, former MLRA champion. But there is the Hurricane, Earl Pearson Jr. Brand new car for this team. Ronnie Stuckey of Black Diamond Chassis told me they pulled it out this morning after testing at Tri-City Speedway about a month ago. They decided to put this car together. They won the B main tonight and now trying its hand here tonight in the Show Me 100.
Got to pass inside the top 5, Bob. Bobby Pierce has gotten around Mike Marler, so Bobby Pierce up to 4th now as he'll challenge fellow Illini driver Brian Shirley. There's the battle back there between Richards, Satterley, and Pearson, as you mentioned. But they are well behind your leaders. There is the 20 around the 1V of Will Vaught, Bob.
Yeah, Jimmy Owens having a good showing, but we've seen this out of Jimmy Owens so many times, and that bad luck bug just comes out, reaches out, and bites him. Hopefully for him, that doesn't happen again here today. He loves this racetrack, loves this event, and is solidly in command here. 41 laps into this one, still running in the 2nd spot is Scott Bloomquist, a 5-time winner of the Show Me 100, but never here at Lucas Oil Speedway. You see the gap there from 1st to 2nd. There's Bloomquist, Thursday's winner here at Lucas Oil Speedway in the Cowboy Classic. That was win number 596 in his career. In his career, what an unreal career for Black Sunshine. And the 89th win in his Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series career. 3rd place, the Squirrel, Brian Shirley.
Jimmy Owens right there. Good job by Shirley. Again, Pierce 4th, Marler 5th, Lander 6th, McCready up to 7th, Chris Simpson 8th, Davenport. And how about Shannon Buckingham? His first Show Me 100. Impressive right now in 10th.
And I'm impressed with Bobby Pierce as well and that Dunn Benson Ford team. Bobby Pierce, the defending winner of this race, battling with Mike Marler, the 2-time Knoxville Late Model Nationals champion. They go toe-to-toe for the 4th spot. Marler on the inside. Bobby Pierce, like we're used to seeing him, on the outside. Bob Pierce, his dad, actually competed in the inaugural Show Me 100 back in 1993. And he's here fine-tuning this car. Bobby loses the spot to Mike Marler.
Bob Pierce, the car chief. Danny Myers, the crew chief there. What a team they have. The Dunbenson Ford entry. Good battle there between Pierce and Marlar, pair of rocket chassis drivers. And the caution is out for the second time in the race, Bob. 45 in the books.
Second caution of the race in the Show Me 100 here at Lucas Oil Speedway, with Owens still leading. I believe it might have involved Jared Landers in the 777 there for that Peterson team.
We've seen that happen before. Late race heroics. See what he can do tonight. But Landers has still scored in 10th, by the way, Bob. Jared.
Buckingham, like you said, a good run, but you look at that 39 there of Tim McCready. You mentioned he's had a very good run. He needs this. Last year, he won the tribute to Don and Billy Gibson at this racetrack, and I'm still impressed with Chris Simpson as well. Chris Simpson lined up in 12th and now currently running in 7th, so he's picked off some spots as well. Remember that run by Chris Simpson a few years ago for a podium finish.
McCready finished 3rd here a year ago. Back underway. Here comes Owens, and here comes Brian Shirley now. What does Brian Shirley have for the 0? They'll head down the back straightaway. Pierce. And here comes Chris Simpson. Chris Simpson is running well. And so is Shannon Buckingham. Those two may be a factor before this one's over.
One of the best sounds in motorsports right there. These dirt late models, almost 900 horsepower, going by our speed shot on the straightaway. Here's Bobby Pierce on the outside of Marlar. These two continue to go at it.
Good battle there. Rocket chassis drivers, Marlar and Pierce, the defending champion. Right now, Brian Shirley trying the inside. There's Pierce and Marlar. McCready is 6th. Chris Simpson 7th. Buckingham's up to 8th. Davenport 9th. That's what Leo runs to 10th. And Shannon Babb now trying to break into the top 10. He's 11th. And Richards is up to 12th, Bob.
Yeah, Richards starting to climb through the field, so maybe saving his stuff early. But we continue to look at this battle for 4th. Bobby Pierce has it. Now we go to Tim McCready just behind that. McCready having a very good run, solidly in the top 10. Bloomquist trying to reel in Jimmy Owens.
And Richards has gotten around Davenport, so the points leader now back to 11th. And Richards up to 10th right here as we're coming up on the halfway mark right now.
So far, it's been a battle of the Tennessee Titans up in front of this field. There's Josh Richards and Jonathan Davenport. Davenport has slipped a little bit. Davenport back to 12th. That's where he's being scored right now, so man, you gotta wonder, that's might be just a little bit too much for saving tires. But now just past the halfway point in this race, and Hudson O'Neal up on the top side of this track around Shannon Buckingham in the 50. O'Neal slides a little bit too much, opens the door for Josh Richards. Rocket Man coming through the field with Best Performance Motorsports.
But Shannon Babb started back in the 23rd spot. He's now up to 9th. Always a solid runner here at Lucas Oil Speedway. Jimmy Owens still leads. He's about a 10th to 2/10 of a second quicker than the 0 right now, Bob.
Everybody searching for the right line, the right grip around this racetrack. Richards has been at the top. He's been way at the bottom like he is right now. He's searching because he needs to gain spots here, needs to stay in the run for this championship. Comes in tied for second with Earl Pearson Jr. Pearson now running in 18th, and Richards up to 11th.
Tell you, Davenport is back to 13th now as he loses another spot to Dennis Erb Jr. So the current Lucas Oil points leader, he still will be the points leader after this race, but he's losing several spots right now, Bob.
You know, you mentioned Shannon Babb starting way back in this field. He's gained 14 spots. So Shannon Babb, who started 23rd, one of the best cars on the racetrack. But when you're gaining spots like that, you gotta wonder how much you're punishing the tires.
Jimmy Owens still leads. There's the advantage right there, about 6-7 car lengths for Jimmy Owens over Scott Bloomquist. I tell you, Jimmy Owens, I would never share my secrets of the setup of this racetrack, would you? He has just been dominating, winning 4 out of the last 8, winning here last night. There's the battle there between Satterley and Robinson.
Satterley running in 14th. Robinson now Satterley going to the inside of Jonathan Davenport in a battle for 13th. Robinson, the converted dirt modified driver, now in the dirt late model ranks. Satterley hanging tough out of a B main here tonight, climbing through the field.
Guess what? JD's going to lose another spot, so Davenport now back to 14th.
There's no way he's saving tires, is he?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just miss it. You miss the setup, and first time he's had that car here, though. It's a Longhorn chassis, Durham-powered car, and they're learning a lot, but right now, he's back to 14th, and B.J. Robinson's trying to put him back to 15th.
And that was a great shot just a moment ago of Davenport inside that car by our cameraman, because you could just see how he's fighting in the center of the corner. Fighting for another spot is Shannon Babb. Babb now up to 9th, now score him 8th, at least momentarily, going on the inside of Buckingham's 50.
Seen you use the ties there a little bit. Shannon Babb, one of the top drivers in the nation, an independent driver, just runs where he wants to, and right now he's around Buckingham, so Babb up to 8th now as he continues his hard charge from the 23rd spot up to 8th, up 15 now.
And he's got Chris Simpson within his sights already. Chris Simpson running in 7th, so Babb continues to climb to the front of this field. Babb loves these big shows. Won the Topless 100 a couple of years ago with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. He just gobbles them up. He is a racer and loves to come where the competition is at its best.
Right now, Jimmy Owens, as we look up front here, has picked up the tail end of the field, and Scott Bloomquist has closed on him now. There's the battle right there. So heavy traffic, cars running side by side in front of your leader. Now here comes the 0.
Will Vaught in the number 1, Darrell Lanigan battling there. Lanigan has struggled here all weekend long in that 14. Owens to the top side, able to get by Darrell Lanigan. Now Will Vaught, who's a 4-time winner in the MLRA circuit, 1 time here at Wheatland, Missouri. Now moving to the inside to give Jimmy Owens the outside around this racetrack. Earl Pearson Jr., Don O'Neill, EPJ in the Ronnie Stuckey number 1 with Lucas Oil on the side, running in 17th.
Right now, 19 cars still on the lead lap. Jared Landers, the last car on the lead lap, as we score lap 65 now, 35 to go here tonight.
Don O'Neill in 20th, the 2014 champion. Kyle Bronson, tough competitor out of Florida with that big win at East Bay Raceway Park, has slipped back mightily here to 18th.
Well, Jimmy Owens down the back straightaway puts the lap car of Will Vaught between himself and Bloomquist. Now Brian Shirley trying to make up some time. Brian Shirley good here last night, of course, runner-up to Jimmy Owens. And right there, Bloomquist has cleared Will Vaught, so now he'll set his sights on your leader. There they are, the 2 veteran drivers down the back straightaway. 1 in the Hall of Fame, 1 will be once he retires. Jimmy Owens, he'll be in there as well. Bloomquist turns it sideways at turn 4, Bob.
Some slower traffic just in front of the top pair here. And you can see everybody searching for where they need to be on this racetrack. It's a search for grip here. 69 laps into this 100-lap race.
And Shannon Babb's up to 8th right now, and he's pressuring Chris Simpson. That's the battle for 7th. There's Scott Bloomquist in 2nd. Owens now will put the lap car of Bronson between himself and the 0. There's Brian Shirley. So Brian Shirley now has a clear path to Scott Bloomquist. And Bobby Pierce in turn number 2 in trouble. And he's going to lose a few spots, Bob.
So Shirley still in 3rd. Bobby Pierce. Oh, no! Jimmy Owens, the leader, goes around in the corner. You can see the frustration from Jimmy Owens. Disaster strikes again for the Newport Nightmare.
Are you serious? I'm not sure. I don't believe it. Look at that damage on the 20 car.
He was in some slower traffic trying to make his way around them. The dominator so far in this race, 4-time Show Me 100 winner, Jimmy Owens brings out the 3rd caution in this race. You talk about drama, it's starting to begin here in Wheatland, Missouri. Much here this weekend in the Show Me 100 weekend at Lucas Oil Speedway, and that was a bizarre incident up there, not to any driver's doing, just happened to rub a little bit down there in the corner, and unfortunate deal.
Wow.
For Jimmy Owens here. Tell us what you think about what you just saw. Have you ever seen anything like it? Use the hashtag MavTV both on Facebook and Twitter. Jimmy Owens, you got to know, right now he's in the cockpit of that race car just saying, man, I cannot believe my luck, the misery just continues for Jimmy Owens. And some good shots here, some of the folks watching tonight. Watching on LOR TV and MAV TV.
Jim Manka, racer out of Georgia, watching. Michael King watching as well.
Watching and also on the simulator.
Yes, sir.
Practicing a little bit on iRacing, and iRacing is sponsor on the Clint Boyer Racing team for Darrell Lanigan. That's awesome. The pets are always good to see, James.
Yes, Heather McBride there watching. Nice view there above the fire. I guess that's a fireplace, yeah.
Little fireplace in the backyard, showing it on the side of the shed. That is great. A backyard just outing for some fans there. And we continue to look. A lot of one for Josh Helm. Joe's got a cool table right there. See the Hoosier?
Yes, sir.
Dirt late model tire with the glass on top. And now we're going back racing next time by here at Lucas Oil Speedway.
What an unbelievable turn of events. Jimmy Owens out in front. Now Bobby Pierce will line up. Shirley McCready. And now McCready's up to 5th. Here we go. Does anybody have anything for the 0 now? As the 20 has gone to the tail end of the lead lap. Oh, my.
Look at Pierce. I'll steal your line. Here comes Pierce.
Here he comes, and Brian Shirley. They bounced through 3 and 4. Brian Shirley's got a good car this weekend. Here comes McCready in the middle. They try to go 3 wide right there.
McCready might have been saving his stuff. McCready going at it with Mike Marlar, but Shannon Babb is right behind him. Chris Simpson there as well in the 32. Look at McCready bounce all over the racetrack in turn 4.
That is a terrific battle in there. Marlar, McCready, Chris Simpson up to 6th, Babb 7th, Richards is up to 8th. Richards up to 8th, Buckingham 9th, Hudson O'Neill 10th, Urba's 11th. But how about Chris Simpson here on the bottom, Bob?
Whatever they did to Josh Richards' car, it worked because he's coming on strong right now. Almost on the inside of Shannon Babb, who we've talked about charging through the field. But Josh Richards in that number 1 up to 8th. Richards, just an unbelievable performance from the 21st starting spot.
And right now, Brian Shirley trying to stay with the, there's the battle that there continues. Marlar, Simpson, and McCready. But meanwhile, Brian Shirley trying to track down your leader right now. Davenport is back to 14th. Pearson up to 15th. Owens is 17th. And we have 25 to go coming up.
There's the battle. There's Josh Richards. Last year's champion on the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series coming through the field. Might have the best car at this juncture of the race. To the outside he goes of Shannon Babb, the driver from West Virginia.
Started 21st, Bob.
21st, and now battling for 7th with 25 laps to go.
Shirley still second behind Bloomquist. Yeah, I tell you, the 0's out in front, but Brian Shirley's not letting him get away. Pierce remains 3rd, Marlar 4th, Chris Simpson up to 5th.
You can see that search for grip as he just slides up the racetrack in the corner. So there's 2 places to be right now. Way down on the bottom to try to search for some brown, or way up top. But Shirley trying to close in on Black Sunshine here as he slides up the racetrack.
Through those bumps, doesn't he? And that could be treacherous. We saw him lose a wheel here 9 laps to go a couple of years ago. Look at Brian Shirley closing to 1.
Shirley in the 3. Started out the year with the G.R. Smith team, but now caution on the racetrack, and the bad day gets worse for Jimmy Owens.
Wow. Now he's got some front end damage on the 20, so from possibly going for his 5th win here to a nightmare for Jimmy Owens.
You got to feel bad for the Tennessee driver. 3-time series champion, dominating this race, just a victim of circumstances, spins out, and now a ton of damage to that car. And tonight is a points night here in the Show Me 100. And Jimmy Owens was hoping to rebound and start to climb back into the points chase. Sits 9th coming into this one.
Back to his pit stall. He's done for the night. That has got to be frustrating. And then he's climbing out of his car now, back in the pit area.
I mean, what else could you do if you're Jimmy Owens? Yeah. I mean, there's nothing else that he could have done here tonight as he throws the gloves on the car.
Well, Scott Bloomquist, your leader. Brian Shirley is 2nd. Bobby Pierce 3rd. Mike Marlar's 4th. Chris Simpson up to 5th. McCready 6th. Babb 7th. Richards.
Bobby Pierce is go. But look at that wrecked race car. And honestly, the initial incident, not to his own doing at all, just a racing incident where he got caught with Earl Pearson Jr. and Pearson's car whipped him around.
Well, Bobby Pierce, good restart at 32. Here he comes, and here comes Simpson as well. All right, Pierce to the cushion now. Is there enough grip up there to get it down? He'll go to second spot, Bob.
I like what I'm seeing out of Pierce's car. He's up there on the top side where it's not as bumpy as through the middle of the racetrack. Bobby Pierce is in second. Brian Shirley still fighting strong on the inside, but the smooth operator looking pretty smooth here tonight. Can he go back-to-back in the Show Me 100? 21 laps to go.
Reminiscent of last week when Jonathan Davenport and Bobby Pierce went to the top shelf at Deer Creek and made their way to the front. But right now, Brian Shirley staying right with them. They bounce through the corners, and here comes Pierce down the back straightaway. This is reminiscent of Florence Speedway. Remember a couple of years ago when Pierce tracked down Bloomquist and took the lead late in the North-South 100.
That was a great battle. They made some contact for the lead, too. So, you know, Bobby Pierce is not afraid of anyone, not even the dirt track dominator. But now the caution out again for Jared Landers.
We get 81 in or not. If it would be 19 to go, I tell you what, Shirley and Pierce, they're not making it. They're making it pretty hard on the zero car. Landers goes to the pits.
And you still got to wonder, is it go time? Because if we have another caution, I'd say no. But if we don't, everybody has to go for it. Bobby Pierce and Brian Shirley right there in the top three. Mike Marlar has been very quiet in fourth as well, and we know how good Mike Marlar is in some of these big races.
Chris Simpson's up to fifth. How about Dennis Herb Jr. quietly up to seventh? Hudson O'Neal eighth. Davenport's back to ninth, so salvaging a good night for him there Saturday. There's Dennis Herb Jr. Good run here tonight for the Illinois driver. So right now, Illinois drivers second, third, and seventh. Babb has dropped back to 12th now, so I think Shirley and Pierce, they've got something there for the zero, Bob.
Hey, June 2nd, you got to catch it on MAV TV live. The Lucas Oil Pro Motocross Championship, Thunder Valley in Lakewood, Colorado. That's 2 p.m. on June 2nd. It's going to be a blast. Those guys always putting on a good show on two wheels.
Lap.
Dave Argerbright, want to get your thought on what's going to shake down here in the last 20 laps or so in this race.
Well, guys, you were talking about it earlier a little bit, who's saving tires and whatever. I can tell you this much, with this number of laps left, just about 20, if you've been saving anything at all, that's out the window at this stage. We've had some really long runs. Guys were able to conserve stuff. No more conservation at this point. What you're going to see the next 20 laps is what you got. Whatever's left in your race car, you're going to show it right now.
Scott Bloomquist, so hard to pass, Bob, once he's out in front, but we've seen it the last few years. Pierce got him late at Florence. We'll see what happens. Can Shirley do it? Can Pierce? What about Marlar? What about Simpson?
This restart is key. Scott Bloomquist will lead him to the green once again with Brian Shirley and Bobby Pierce in the row behind him. Pierce back to the top side of the racetrack. Gets that good run up off the corner and solidly takes second. And now looking to gain on Scott Bloomquist. Can he battle Black Sunshine for the lead late in the going here in the Show Me 100?
Notice when Bloomquist hits those bumps, it kind of really upsets his car. Bobby Pierce has got to run now. He's got that momentum up top. It's go time. Is it go time, Bob?
Oh, it's go time. Dave Argerbright predicted it correctly. And oh, Pierce bounces that car up the racetrack. That causes him to lose a little bit of ground on Scott Bloomquist.
Still got plenty of time, though. He's got 17 laps to go. You know what I usually like to say is please stay green. Let's see if this thing can stay green. Let's see how the tires come into it. Boy, zero's so hard to pass. And Brian Shirley's running well on the bottom, but Pierce, they're side by side of the turn 4.
It appears like you have to stay way up top or way down the bottom. There's no middle groove whatsoever. Mike Marlar finds that out the hard way as he loses a spot to Chris Simpson in the top 5. Shirley back to the inside of Bobby Pierce in the battle for second.
Well, Scott Bloomquist, 5-time Show Me 100 winner. All of those were at West Plains. Can he get it done here tonight for the first time at Lucas Oil Speedway? 15 to go.
And these guys are going. Driving their hearts out here. Losing the nose is Bobby Pierce right there in turn number 4. Brian Shirley back to second. This is exactly what Scott Bloomquist wants. He wants these guys to go at it for second. Allow him to kind of just go in cruise control mode in the first spot.
Well, Bobby Pierce looking for a good points now. Reminder, he was 70 points out of second, and right now, the two drivers who are tied for second, Richards and Pearson, they run 12th and 16th. So Bobby's going to really make up some points here tonight at Lucas Oil Speedway.
You know, Scott Bloomquist leading this race. It'll be a good points night for him as well. He comes into this one fourth in the series standing, so he'll stand to gain some ground as well. We go back a little further in the field. Hudson O'Neal, trouble with the front end on that 71 car as it bounced in the corner. Hudson O'Neal, who started fourth, is now currently running in 11th.
How about Greg Saddle? He's worked his way up to 9th after winning a B main. Richards is 10th. Then it's Hudson O'Neal, Bat Buckingham, Chad Simpson, Don O'Neal back there, now up to 15th now, made his way up there.
Satterley had a good top 10 run here 1 year ago in the Show Me 100. And now, we said he learned something yesterday in that B main. It's translated to today, and a big mover and shaker is Greg Satterley in the 22, now running in 9th. Davenport, by the way, has rebounded and is now being scored right in front of Satterley in the 8th spot.
Yeah, and he's running up top right now. There's the battle, he and Dennis Erb Jr. 10 laps to go in this race. As right now, the 0 continues to lead. And that last time around, Shirley, was Bloomquist only 10th of a second quicker. Bobby Pierce has dropped back now, and Marlar has caught up to him, Bob. There's a good battle there still between Erb and Davenport.
Yeah, plenty of battles around this racetrack behind Scott Bloomquist, who continues to dominate late. Man, everybody is fighting the front end of their cars here, trying to keep it turned right there 3/4 of the way through the corner. Davenport now has just settled on the outside groove up against the cushion here with Dennis Erb Jr. on the bottom. Tim McCready just in front of that pair. McCready running in 6th.
So we'll have 21 cars left on the track. We've lost 8. Tony Jackson Jr., Jimmy Mars, Mason Ziegler, Austin Reddick, Jesse Stovall, Billy Moyer, Jimmy Owens, and Jared Landers all out of the race.
Look at Erb catch the 39, the Sweeteners Plus ride for Tim McCready. So close to that championship 1 year ago. Now trying to battle his way back and fighting consistency this year on the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. 5 laps to go, 5 to go. James Essex for Scott Bloomquist, searching for his first Show Me 100 victory at this particular racetrack.
Bobby Pierce has lost contact with those top 2. He's back to 4th. Mike Marlar trying to get it going late. There's the 0 car, looking for win number 597 of his Hall of Fame career for the 54-year-old veteran. Born in Fort Dodge, Iowa, lived in California, moved to East Tennessee, back in the early 80s? Unbelievable. What a career he's had.
You give him the lead, and you can see the gap between he and Brian Shirley here now with 3 laps to go. You give him a lead, and he is a master at managing the car, managing those tires to get it to the end of a big 100-lap race.
As he starts to pull away now, there's Brian Shirley here trying to keep control of it. It's pace 15,000 for second, so it would be a nice payday for Shirley. 10,000 for third. Mikey Marlar right there. He's had a good weekend. Bobby Pierce back to 4th. Chris Simpson still in 5th right now.
White flag in the air for Bloomquist.
Well, there he goes. Looking to win this race for the 6th time, the first time here at Lucas Oil Speedway since the race moved here in 2010.
After 9 years of trying, Scott Bloomquist, finally a Show Me 100 winner at Lucas Oil Speedway. For the 6th time in his career, he wins this famed race. Wow, 90 wins now in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series in his career, and win number 597 for the Hall of Famer.
Brian Shirley crosses the line in 2nd, Mike Marlar 3rd, Bobby Pierce 4th, Chris Simpson 5th. Tim McCready 6th, Dennis Erb Jr. 7th, Jonathan Davenport 8th, Hudson O'Neal 9th, Greg Saturday, good finish for Greg in the 10th spot, Richards 11th, Chad Simpson 12th, Pearson 13th, Buckingham 14th, Don O'Neal 15th, and B.J. Robinson, the final car on the lead lap in 16th, Bob.
You never know what you're going to get with Scott Bloomquist. We saw a lot of drama and theatrics yesterday, and today we see a master craftsman at his game, at at his best and managing this race to perfection.
You wonder what could have been for Jimmy Owens, though, as he had a good lead. It might have come down to the end between those two, but Owens with a DNF. But Shirley and Pierce, I thought they had something for him there for a little while, but it's hard to beat the 0.
We'll talk to Scott Bloomquist, the winner of the Show Me 100, right after this. Scott Bloomquist about to climb out of 0 in victory lane at Lucas Oil Speedway in the Show Me 100, something he didn't do in the prior 8 years of this event at this facility. Black sunshine reigns once again here in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. Heath Lawson, the series photographer down there, and here comes Black Sunshine. Put your hands together for the victor here tonight of the Show Me 100. Let's go down to Dave.
Wow. Well, there's a hug from Ariel and Katrina right here with greetings, and what a great moment. What a great moment. And what a weekend. What a weekend. You know, last night, lots of hard work, lots of drama. Tonight, smooth, and I know that's how you liked it.
Yeah, you know, we were trying to be real smooth out there. The car wasn't quite as good. We must have overlooked something, but I mean, it was still good enough. And, you know, Jimmy was pretty good there. You know, I don't know really, didn't really see exactly what happened there, but it was unfortunate for him. But, you know, we were starting to put a little pressure and starting to find a groove and just, you know, trying to place the car was happy in. It would have been a good race at the end, but we didn't have to do that, so everything turned out the way we liked.
You know, you found yourself in the lead there when Jimmy had his misfortune, and you didn't have to use up a lot of the car to get past him or to fight off anybody else. How much did that help you tonight?
Well, it's always better with a clear view. You know, you're not really watching the other guy and watching what he's doing and trying to, you know, when you've got a guy in front of you, you're always trying to run a maneuver a different line, not necessarily what the fastest line is, just try to get running a different line, you know, hoping to get it going or getting something working enough to where, because you sure can't drive through them, so you got to find a way around them. And, you know, we try to work other lines around the racetrack. And, you know, we could move around quite a bit, though. Car was really good tonight.
You know, you've talked about how things change a little bit through life, and you're approaching some big numbers here, almost 600, 90 series wins tonight, another Show Me victory. But things are changed, Scott. The little girl's almost grown up, and you're starting to reflect a little bit. Is this one something you could savor?
Oh, absolutely. you know, we've been coming here to this racetrack. We've never won the Show Me at this racetrack. You know, we kind of had a seal on it over at West Plains for a while there. But you know, this track's quite a bit different, and it throws you something different at you every year you come. You know, we've been playing a lot with different things with our car, and again, I said coming in this weekend, the car felt as good or better than it's ever been here. You know, if not the best it's ever felt here. But in the race, I was not quite as good or comfortable as I had been the last, you know, couple of nights, and you know, I'm pretty sure I know what the problem was, but we'll worry about that later.
Well, Ariel was wondering if Dad was going to win when she was there. No more wondering. Twice in a weekend. Great weekend. Scott Bloomquist, your winner.
What a great sight right there for the Bloomquist family in Victory Lane here at Lucas Oil Speedway. It was a good showing for him, but a good showing for Brian Shirley. 3 straight top 5 finishes in the 3 nights here. He winds up second tonight. Mike Marlar, Bobby Pierce, and Chris Simpson in the top 5.
Yeah, good run from McCready as well. 6th, Dennis Herb Jr. Charged to the front in 7th. Davenport, he'll maintain the points lead in 8th here tonight. Hudson O'Neill gets his first top 10 here at the Show Me 100. And how about Greg Satterley? Struggled most of the year. Good run here tonight.
Absolutely. 2nd straight top 10 finish in the Show Me 100 for Satterley. And how about this? 5 straight top 10. Some consistency brewing for Hudson O'Neill. Let's go down to Dave.
Brian, you had a great night, too. I looked up there at the late stages, and you're right there, but it looked like it's just got a little bit too much distance.
Yeah, there were about 10, 15 to go. I felt like when we were racing with Jimmy and them, and maybe a little lap traffic there could have helped us. But, you know, when the dirt track dominator's out front, he's pretty hard to beat. But, you know, all in all, can't thank Thomas and Express, Kids Castle, Cheap Cars, KBC Graphics. Our XR1 ran good. And, you know, I can't thank Bob and Lisa Colin for everything they do. Carson, you know, their little son, he loves to be at these races. So hopefully one day we'll get there. I want to give a big shout out to my family back home tonight. My wife and my kids watched, and my dad. So can't thank them more than anything. And it was nice to put on a good show for everybody back home because we had a lot of fans rooting us on.
You know, this race this weekend, man, a major tough cast of characters. You're on the podium at a Crown Jewel race here, and I know that is a big thing for your season.
Yeah, you know, it's been huge. You know, we came out there back in 06 and won that Crown Jewel, and we haven't got there, but, you know, Bob Colin's going to do everything he can possible, and, you know, with my crew, Big R, Wade, and everybody, Boss Dog, Albie, everybody that helps us, you know, we're fighting, and once again, I can't thank, you know, my wife for letting me do what she does, or do what I do, and my kids and my dad. So we'll keep digging, and we'll have I think we're going to have a good year.
Absolutely. Brian Shirley, a good run onto the podium, 2nd place here tonight at the Show Me.
Brian Shirley, good guy, former motocross racer turned dirt late model racer. That man has been driving dirt late models for as long as I can remember, nearing that 600 win mark in his career for Scott Bloomquist, the 3-time series champion of the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series.
Well, Brian Shirley, again, back-to-back runner-up finishes here tonight at Lucas Oil Speedway. And Mike Marlar, he knows what it's like to win a Crown Jewel race. The only driver to win Knoxville in back-to-back years, Bob.
He needed a good run tonight to get his crew back in good spirits. You joked about Thursday night. They had to work really hard, but this is good for you guys. You're on the podium here at the Show Me.
Yeah, it's an awesome race, a big race, and a historical event, and you know, fun race. You know, it was a little bouncy and a lot of navigating and a lot of racing out there. So, but yeah, back to the other night, my crew, Josh and Jerry, and all my, you know, my car owner, Ronnie Delk and Smithfield, Bruce. But it's everybody makes this thing happen. Jack Cornett on the engines. Can't do it without these guys. And you know, little moments like that showed how tough these old boys are.
Absolutely, and this guy here, one of the best in the business and one of the best guys as well. Mikey Marlar, good run to 3rd place.
Dave, wait until we get to Knoxville. Mike Marlar going for the win again in the Knoxville Late Model Nationals. That'll be in September for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. Scott Bloomquist celebrating in Victory Lane here at the Diamond of All Dirt Tracks. Let's see how he got there with the Lucas Oil race recap. It was an all Tennessee front row with